This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
It's Wednesday, September the 2nd, 2015, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that the Queen Elizabeth Hospital is reporting an upsurge in patients suffering from stabbings and gunshot wounds, thereby putting its resources under serious stress. Chief Executive Officer Dr. Dexter James told Barbados Today that almost every day people are being seen in accident and emergency department with stabs and bullet wounds. Dr. James said the large numbers of road accident victims are compounding the situation. He revealed that the rising spate of violence-related injuries is also forcing the hospital to postpone elective surgeries and non-emergency cases.
Apart from the public health concerns around injuries from accidents and violence, from a hospital standpoint, it places a burden on our already limited resources, because these are resources we now have to channel to deal with the emergency situation, as well as it calls for a whole reorganization of priorities in terms of patients who were booked for surgery for a given day. We now have to reschedule them. In the case of the accident emergency department, patients who will be triaged to be seen in a certain order, they will now take a much lower priority ahead of patients presenting with more traumatic situations.
The Registrar of the state-owned Barbados Community College, BCC, has challenged the school's Board of Management over its unilateral decision to scrap the associate degree program in nursing and pharmacy and replace it with the Bachelor of Arts just about 2 months before the start of the new semester. Registrar Sidney Arthur told Barbados Today the decision, which was made at the board's July 15th meeting, was done in a vacuum. Arthur said the catalogue advertising the various courses, including the associate degree in nursing and pharmacy, was released to the public back in November, and applications started pouring in the following month.
On the basis of this information, people out there who have an interest in nursing would have made application for the associate degree in nursing. In fact, we received in excess of 300 applications for nursing. Usually they're taking about 80, 90 students. Now this went out, this would have been released sometime in December, or November really, because people start making application in December. So to make application, they have to know what we're offering. Right. So people both here in Barbados and in the Caribbean made application to this college on the basis of what we put out in the papers. This board waited until July 15th or 14th to inform us that the associate degree in nursing will no longer be offered.
The BCC Registrar also lamented that the board had informed the public at the last minute about a dramatic jump in fees for Barbadian students from $320 per year to $2,500 without considering the impact they would have on the ability of poor families to find that money at such a late notice.
What made matter worse was not only did they inform the public of Barbados about these fees late, but then they sent me a letter telling me that they had to pay the fees in 2 installments. The annual fees, that is. So if a student is enrolled to the BSc nursing, they have to pay $2,500 plus 3, which is about $2,800 and something. they have to pay at least $1,500 of that now. And the next half at the start of the second semester. Remember, the majority of Barbadians struggle to pay $320 because Barbados is a single-parent family setup, and the majority of people applying for nursing don't come from these middle upper-class backgrounds, so they don't have the money. So they made arrangements to go to a student revolving loan, but because the information was sent so late, student revolving loan is telling them it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks to process, because they're not going to student affairs, they're not going to the student revolving loan. No. But they say they must pay on registration, which is this week.
In sports now, West Indies cricket coach Phil Simmons says he has a much clearer position over the status of a number of high-profile players. There are Dwayne Bravo, Chris Gayle, Karen Pollard, Sunil Narine, Lendl Simmons, and Andrew Russell, and their availability to play Test cricket and other formats of the game. He says Bravo and Lendl Simmons have indicated that they have retired from Test cricket, while Russell could not play the longer format because of a persistent knee problem. Narine said he wants to be 100% confident about the consistency of his bowling action before returning to Test cricket, while Pollard has declared his willingness to play cricket for the West Indies, but Simmons is unsure at this time whether it's specific to Test. Simmons also revealed that Gayle has indicated that once he recovers from his back surgery, he is also available for all formats.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Turning now to our regional neighbors, St. Lucia records an increase in child sex abuse cases. That's according to the statistics coming out of the country's police force, and it's not sitting well with the island's health minister, Alvina Reynolds. Reynolds is upset that the society is failing its children, with 40 reports being made for the first 6 months of the year.
We continue to fail them. Every time we know a child is abused and we don't report, we fail them. Every time somebody takes advantage of a vulnerable child below that age of 16, we fail them. Every time we settle out of court an arrangement to settle with money for a child who has been abused and violated, we fail them. We fail them as parents, we fail them as teachers, we fail them in every capacity that we had an opportunity to step up and bring justice to this child. We fail them.
The announcement was made by the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Between January and July 2015, the police department has received over 40 reported cases of sex with minor offences and are actively investigating them all.
It may not necessarily be that more children are being abused. It means that more children are reporting. More children and parents maybe now are reporting, and I applaud that. I applaud the children who will not sit silent and let abuse happen. I applaud the parents, the neighbors, the teachers who know and report. And I say to them, continue to report. Any sign, and the signs are very clear sometimes, it is clear to a vigilant teacher, to a vigilant guardian.
Over in Guyana, the government gun amnesty initiative, which was implemented just 24 hours ago, is already reportedly reaping results. According to this Capital News report, high-powered rifle rounds and 2 guns and ammunition were surrendered to the police just hours into the amnesty. On the international scene, United States agents arrest over 90 people and shut down 16 underground labs in connection with the making of illegal steroids and other performance-enhancing drugs. The Drug Enforcement Administration says hundreds of kilos and thousands of liters of chemicals were seized in 20 states over a 5-month period. Agents say they have also confiscated steroid powder, liquid, and more than $2 million in cash in the operation that began in April and ended with 9 arrests yesterday. The DEA also revealed that many of the drugs seized were bought from Chinese chemical manufacturing companies and then converted in secret labs and destined for the U.S. black market. And that's where we end our Barbados Today morning news update. However, you can join us again this afternoon. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune into channel 101 on Flow TV and to Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.